What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory and this will be your daily stock market technical analysis update. We saw the Nasdaq 100 lead the way today and we did get a little bit of selling in the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. Which begs the question, is the tech sector gonna lead the next bull rally? Before we get into these charts, please help me out by smashing that like button, and if you're new, go ahead and subscribe so you can follow along with all of my daily updates. We got a lot to cover today, so let's go ahead and crack open these charts and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, I want to do something a little different today, and I want to start out by highlighting some of the successful Discord trades that we've been having. So first up is DraftKings, and we had this beautiful setup on DraftKings where we were making higher highs on the daily chart, and we were trading above that 5 EMA, and we started to get this really strong bullish trend developing. So on this pullback, we did signal a swing trade entry, and we did end up turning that into a day trade because it was extremely profitable by the end of the day. You can see DraftKings went up over 4.89% today. So that was a huge profitable trade, and that's the kind of trade you can expect to get from the Discord with the alerts on when to enter and when to exit these trades. Our next trade was JFrog, ticker symbol frog, and we had this beautiful setup on support with that nice bullish RSI divergence, which signaled a swing trade. And that was another trade that was signaled for the Discord server. And you could see that trade went up over 11.6% today. And it also turned into a day trade because of how profitable it was. Calls on that trade made over 50% in one day. So if you're looking for a disciplined, profitable trading community, go ahead and join the Stocks Channel Discord server, and you can find out how to join in the link in the description below. Alright, jumping back over to the S&P 500 SPY ETF, we could see we were pretty flat today, only going down negative 0.15%. And we're still trading right around that resistance level, which is right around price target of $363. We still have the gap below that'll close at 358, and we could find support at that gap and the magenta trend line, which goes all the way back to 2009 and 2018. So that is a strong trend line that goes back over a decade, and we are starting to break out above that trend line, and we continue to trade above that level. So this is definitely bullish, and you can see how aggressively sloping the 20 simple moving averages to the bull side. And you can see how strong this bullish momentum is becoming. We still have price action above the 5 EMA, and this bullish trend is continuing to push prices higher and higher. Now it is likely we could continue to cool off a little bit, but as long as we continue to trade above the 5 EMA and this bullish trend picks up momentum, we're going to look above to our upside price targets, which we have generated our first upside price target at $377. That is a great price target, and it's likely that we're going to get there sometime this year at this rate because of how bullish this market is. So with the Dow Jones forming new all-time highs and the S&P forming new all-time highs on closing prices, we are coming out of that flat correction that we've been in where the market was just kind of going sideways and we were chopping around, and it looks like we're starting to get that impulsive move, and we're going to start heading to our price target at $377. Now remember, we had a really strong impulsive move after the election, and we're not expecting to go up in a straight line like we saw there. This should be a much more sustainable 45-degree angle type rally where we continue to grind higher day by day. The VIX should continue to drop where we're going to have less fear, and the market's just going to continue to grind higher. That's the kind of market I'm expecting, and that's the kind of bull market that I expect to see coming very soon. We're going to be heading into the Santa Claus rally, and this bull trend and the price action are telling us to expect new all-time highs. So our price target on SPY remains $377, but it is likely we could come down for a quick little sell-off, close the gap at 358, bounce off this trend line as support, and then continue to head higher. So don't be surprised if we see a little bit of volatility in the near future, but remember, we're long-term bullish, and we do expect to see the stock market continue to head higher. On the Nasdaq 100 QQQ ETF, we finally formed that new daily higher high on this chart, and we finally closed above that $294 level. So daily higher highs are always going to be bullish, and we see the price action still closing above the 5 EMA, and we still have that really strong bullish trend. So our price target on the Nasdaq 100 QQQs remains $300, and it's likely we're going to get to $300 very soon. Once we start breaking above 300, our next price target is up here around $312. So it's looking really good that the Nasdaq 100 is starting to look bullish, and it could lead the way in this next bull market. I wouldn't be surprised to see some money start heading back into tech now that the rotation is over, and now that we have all that vaccine news and everybody finally got their money back into the industrials and financial sectors. It's likely the tech sector is going to start heading back higher and leading the way in the next bull rally. So it's looking really good on the Nasdaq 100 QQQs ETF, and I do see this as a buy the dip scenario because we are going into a bull market. You're going to want to buy into the weakness, and you're going to want to let it run. On the Dow Jones DIA ETF, we probably had the worst day of the three indices, going down over negative 0.5%, and we did find support right at the top of that gap that opened. We're still trading above the 5 EMA, and we still have a really strong bull trend, but it is possible we could close the gap at 296 before heading higher. Remember, the Dow Jones formed that new all-time high on a closing price yesterday where the Dow finally hit 30,000. So there's no way that could be looked at as any other way than bullish, and it's likely we're gonna see just a short-term sell-off before this bull run continues and we start running higher. Jumping over to the VIX, which is our fear indicator, it is showing that we are getting less fear day by day. You can see that the VIX continues to bleed out, and we even got to close below support at our 21.3 level, with the VIX closing right at that level. So it's likely the VIX is going to continue to head lower, and a low VIX means low fear, and low fear means the stock market's going to continue to grind higher, and we're expecting to see new all-time highs. So all the indicators, all the price action, and all the trend on the indices are aligning to this bull rally, and it's looking like we're going to continue to rally and continue to head higher going into the Christmas rally. On Amazon stock, we did see we were on that support trend line a couple days ago, and yesterday we did get that confirmation bounce, and you could see how important that confirmation bounce was, because today we had a follow through and we closed up over 2%. We're back above all the moving averages, which is always going to be bullish price action. And you can see that bear trend is reversing because the 5 EMA is starting to cross back above and it's starting to take control. So Amazon is going into Black Friday and the Santa Claus rally season where it's going to have one of its best quarters. And Amazon stock price and the Amazon bulls are coming back right on time. And it looks like Amazon's going to come back up here and test its resistance level right around $3,400. If Amazon breaks out of resistance, it's going to be off to the races. And Amazon is likely going to be one of those stocks that's going to help lead the Nasdaq 100 in the lead in the next bull rally. On Apple stock, the bulls did bounce off that gap, and we continued that bounce today, closing back above the 50 EMA, and we're starting to get a confluence of all the moving averages around this price target of $116. So Apple needs a little more juice to jump above these moving averages, and then it could be off to the races for the Apple bulls, and we could start to see bullish trending and bullish price action on Apple once again. On Tesla stock, the bulls are going crazy, and they finally got up to our $570 price target. Who knows what's going to happen from here? We could find resistance, or they could break right through this level. If the Tesla bulls break above 575, my next price target is way up here at $633. Now, it's hard to believe the Tesla bulls are going to get up to 633, but as you know, anything is possible with this stock because it's absolutely on fire and people love this stock. We are trading above the Bollinger Band and we continue to head higher above that 5 EMA, so it is starting to look like it's getting a little stretched. So I don't suggest chasing Tesla, and if you're a Tesla bull and you're in this stock, don't be afraid to take some profits before the sell-off comes. I'm not saying a sell-off is about to happen, but don't get too greedy. We are getting up here in the high price valuations, and we are hitting some critical price targets. So if we do start to pull back, we could find support at the 5 EMA or our previous resistance at $522. So watch these levels and don't be afraid to take profits if you're up big on Tesla stock. On NVDA, we hit support yesterday and we did get that confirmation bounce today. As you saw with Amazon, after that confirmation bounce, it could lead to very bullish price action in a few more days. So watch for NVIDIA to come back up, close above all the moving averages, and if it can reverse this bearish trend and get back above all the moving averages on the price action, it's likely NVIDIA is heading back up to our price target of $571. On Boeing stock, we saw Boeing chill out a little bit today, and it's still trading above the 5 EMA, so we still have that extreme bullish price action. Boeing did hit our resistance trend line yesterday, and it's likely just cooling off and consolidating a little bit before it makes another run up at this resistance level and tries to break up to our price target of $230. You could see the bullish trend is still very strong, and that 20 simple moving average is creating more and more distance from the 50 EMA. So that says we're going into that long-term bull trend, and that means we're in a buy the dip scenario. So Boeing is a great buy off the 5 EMA, and if it breaks below the 5 EMA, I would be trying to buy it off of the 13 EMA. Next up's the US dollar, and you can see we finally did break and close below support down here at $92. So remember, I always say a weak dollar is going to be bullish for the stock market. So if the dollar is heading down for another leg lower, that means the stock market's likely heading up for another leg higher, which confirms our bull thesis that we're gonna see another bull rally in the stock market. A weak dollar should mean strong gold, but that's not actually what we're seeing yet, with gold going absolutely nowhere today. It looks like gold could be bouncing off of this support level soon, but if it doesn't, we do have another support level just a little bit lower, somewhere around $17.95. So I'm looking for gold to bounce off support and come up and test this previous support level at $18.60. And we're going to see if that level is possibly going to act as resistance or if we're going to blast right through it and start heading higher. On silver, it looks like we got a small bounce off of support today, and it looks like silver is also just kind of hanging around going nowhere. So silver will have another support level down here at 22.58 if we do break down below this support level at 23. Our resistance level on silver is up here at $25. On Bitcoin, you can see we got within $100 of our price target, and it looks like the Bitcoin bulls are running out of steam and they can't quite get there. We're still above the 5 EMA though, and we still have a really strong bullish trend. So the Bitcoin bulls could just be taking a break before they make another attempt at getting to this price target, which of course is the previous all-time high on Bitcoin. It is likely the Bitcoin bulls are running out of energy and they need to cool off soon, so I would not be surprised to see some selling and maybe a cool off correction in Bitcoin in the near future. On the financial sector, we still have bullish price action closing above that 5 EMA, and we still have that really strong bullish trend. On the industrials, we're still above the 5 EMA, and that bullish trend is still extremely strong and trending to the upside. On the healthcare sector, we finally did close below the 20 simple moving average, and it looks like the health sector is showing signs of weakness. The 5 EMA is crossing under the 13, which tells us we're going to that short-term bear trend. So healthcare's next support level is probably going to be the 50 EMA, and we'll look to see if we're going to get a bounce there. Now the healthcare is the weak sector, but with financials looking strong, industrials looking strong, and now the tech sector also looking strong, it's likely the S&P 500 is going to continue to head higher even if we have a weak healthcare sector. So going back to the S&P 500, let's go ahead and summarize and pull this all together. We're seeing bullishness in the tech sector, in the industrials, and in the financial sector, and we're seeing a weak US dollar. So it's likely the stock market is going to remain bullish, and if we do get any selling in the near future, I'm seeing that as a buying opportunity to go long and to hold into this next bull rally. We're likely going to see a lot of bullish price action and bullish trending going into the end of the year here, and there's a lot of bullish price action and trending going around all of the stock market right now. So it is possible some of these stocks have gone too far too fast, and yes, I am talking about the Chinese EV stocks. So if you're in those stocks, consider taking your profits and get back into what the meat and potato stocks are, like the Nasdaq 100, the S&P 500, and don't go just chasing FOMO stocks, because eventually those bubbles will pop and you will be left with a huge loss. Remember, there's the Stocks Channel Discord if you're looking for a disciplined trading community. The link's in the description below, and I suggest you join that if you're having trouble being profitable in this market. We're making a lot of great trades and we have a great trading community. So tomorrow the market's closed. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Americans out there. And if you're not American, have a great Thursday. Please remember to help me out by smashing that like button. And if you're new, subscribe so you can follow along with all of my daily updates. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good luck out there. Have a great Thanksgiving. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.